What if the largest snake in Earth's history never went extinct? Not gone, just hidden, still growing, still evolving beneath the parts of Earth we've never fully explored.
60 million years ago, Earth was a completely different planet. A world dominated by heat, swamp forests, and extreme humidity so intense that modern ecosystems would collapse within days. And in this world, there was Titanoboa, the largest snake ever discovered. Measuring up to 14 to 15 meters in length, longer than a city bus, and weighing close to 1,000 to 1,200 kilograms, Titanoboa was not just large. It was a living force of pressure and mass moving through ancient waterways. Every movement displaced water like a collapsing wave. Every strike was powered by a body heavier than a small car. It did not need venom, it needed size, and for millions of years, it ruled the swamps completely alone. But Titanoboa had one limitation. Its entire biology depended on heat. Being cold-blooded, it required extremely high environmental temperatures to survive and function. Without warmth, its massive body would slow down, weaken, and eventually fail. So when Earth began to cool, everything changed. Swamps disappeared, forests shifted, temperatures dropped, and a creature weighing over a ton could no longer sustain itself in a cooling world. At least, that is what we believe. Because here is where the story breaks reality. What if Titanoboa never actually went extinct? What if it didn't disappear, but evolved? Now, imagine a version of Titanoboa that continued adapting for tens of millions of years, not frozen in time, but changing. In this timeline, evolution forces it to overcome its biggest weakness, temperature dependence. It develops a form of internal heat regulation, allowing it to maintain activity even in cooler environments. Not fully warm-blooded like mammals, but enough to survive beyond ancient swamps. And with that single change, everything expands. Now, it is no longer limited to tropical rivers. It begins spreading into oceans, underground systems, and deep coastal regions. But evolution does not just change survival. It changes scale. A modern evolved Titanoboa would not remain at 15 meters. In deeper ocean environments, with stable pressure and vast food sources, it could potentially grow to 25 to 30 meters in length, with a weight exceeding 3,000 kilograms. That is heavier than most cars, and nearly twice the size of the original ancient species. Now here comes the first twist, because sonar systems across Earth's oceans have already detected something unusual. Massive underwater objects moving silently through deep water, not consistent with whales, not matching known marine life. Some estimates suggest lengths beyond 20 meters, moving at depths where sunlight never reaches. But no organism has been confirmed. No visuals have ever been captured clearly. Only movement, only distortion, only disappearance. At the same time, desert seismic sensors occasionally record deep underground motion stretching for kilometers. Long, fast-moving disturbances beneath sand layers that cannot be explained by geology alone. Something large, something heavy, something alive, and yet never seen. Now, here is where the story shifts completely. What if these are not separate events? What if the ocean signals and the desert signals are connected? Because if Titanoboa continued evolving, it would not remain in one environment. It would split into branches, one lineage adapting to deep ocean systems, potentially reaching 30+ meters and over 3 tons in weight, becoming a silent marine predator moving beneath shipping routes and trenches. Another lineage adapting underground, remaining slightly smaller but more compact. Around 18 to 22 meters long and over 1,500 kilograms, designed to move through dense sand and subterranean tunnels with minimal energy loss. 2 environments, 2 evolutionary paths, 1 origin. And the most unsettling part is not their size, it is their invisibility. Because a creature that large does not need to surface often, it does not need to interact directly with humans. It only needs to exist in spaces we have not fully explored. Now, zoom out. We have mapped less than 10% of Earth's deep ocean. We have only scratched the surface of underground ecosystems beneath deserts and tectonic zones. and yet we assume we understand what exists on this planet. So the real question becomes, if a creature like Titanoboa continued evolving for 60 million years, reaching lengths of 30 meters, weighing multiple tons, adapting across oceans and underground systems, would we still recognize it as life? Or would it already be here, moving beneath us, while we call it something else entirely? Because extinction does not always mean disappearance. Sometimes it just means we stopped looking in the right places.
What if Titanoboa never went extinct but evolved into a massive, hidden predator growing over 30 meters, several tons? It could live in ocean or underground, undetected. The rare fear isn't its past, it is that something like it might still exist today. Here is System Scoop. Please subscribe for more updates.